Alright, welcome back to British Accent Podcast. I'm your host, Emily, and today we've got Nick here with us. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Emily. Cheers for having me on. Love what you're doing with this podcast, helping people get confident with English in a proper chill way.
Thanks, mate. So, today's topic is change your life with English. Bit dramatic, maybe, but honestly, learning this language can really open doors, yeah?
Totally. I mean, think about it, whether it's for work, travel, or even just watching telly without subtitles, English is one of those skills that just levels you up.
Exactly. And it's not just about grammar drills and vocab lists, is it? It's about feeling comfortable having a proper chat, like we're doing now.
Spot on. I've met so many people who know loads of words but freeze up in conversations. And that's the thing, English isn't just an exam, it's for living.
Couldn't agree more. So, Nick, if someone's listening right now thinking, right, I want to get better at this, what's your number one tip?
Honestly? Stop worrying about mistakes. Just talk. The more you do it, the more natural it feels. Plus, most people are too busy thinking about themselves to judge your English.
Love that. And I'd say, surround yourself with the language. Listen to podcasts like this, watch British shows, even just eavesdrop on conversations in cafes. It all helps.
Definitely. Oh, and one more thing, find a way to make it fun. If you love music, learn lyrics. If you're into football, follow English commentary. It shouldn't feel like homework.
Right, let's keep this going. Nick, you mentioned earlier about making English fun. What's something you've seen people do that actually works?
Well, I had a mate who hated studying but loved cooking. So he started watching English cooking channels, writing recipes in English, even talking to himself while cooking, like some sort of telechef.
That's actually genius. It's like tricking your brain into learning without realizing it. Plus, if you mess up, who's gonna judge? Your onions.
Exactly. And the best part is, when you're into something, the words stick. You remember whisk or simmer because you're using them, not because some textbook told you to.
Speaking of sticking, what's your take on accents? People get proper stressed about sounding British or American. Does it even matter?
Nah, not really. Clarity matters more than accent. As long as people understand you, who cares if you sound like you're from London or Lisbon? Half the UK can't even agree on how to say scone.
True that. I think sometimes learners forget, even native speakers mumble, slang things up, or get words wrong. It's not about perfection, it's about connection.
Couldn't have said it better. Oh, and another thing, don't just focus on textbook English. If you want to chat with real people, learn the casual stuff. Like how I'm knackered beats I'm tired any day.
Definitely. Alright, next topic, confidence. How do you go from I know some English to yeah, I can hold a conversation without feeling like a nervous wreck?
Start small. Chat with strangers online, leave comments in English, even talk to your pet in English if you have to. The more you normalize it, the less scary it feels.
Speaking of confidence, Nick, what about those awkward moments when you completely blank on a word mid-conversation? Happens to me in English and it's technically my first language.
Oh mate, all the time. The trick is to stop panicking and just describe it. Can't remember umbrella? Say that thing you hold in the rain. Most people will actually help you out.
Good call. And honestly, playing charades with words makes conversations more memorable anyway. What else trips people up?
Phrasal verbs, without a doubt. Pick up, pick out, pick on. Why does pick need 50 different meanings? But you pick them up gradually.
See what you did there? I think the key is noticing patterns. Like how up often means completing something, eat up, clean up, give up, wait, no, give up breaks the pattern.
Yeah, English loves breaking its own rules. That's why immersion beats memorization. The more you hear things in context, the less you have to think about rules.
Totally. Right, serious question. What's one thing you wish every English learner knew?
That nobody's judging your English as harshly as you are. We're all just trying to communicate. Well, except grammar pedants on Twitter.
You know what's wild, Nick? How English just steals words from everywhere and acts like it's no big deal. Rendezvous from French, tsunami from Japanese, we're linguistic magpies, really.
Absolute thieves. And then we can't even pronounce them properly. Try saying croissant like a Brit versus a French person, it's practically a different word.
Right? But that's actually good news for learners. If English can't be consistent, why should you stress about perfection? Even our rules are more like loose guidelines.
Exactly. Like how we say big red car, but never red big car. No one teaches you that, you just sort of absorb it after hearing it a million times.
That's the secret sauce, isn't it? Exposure. The more you immerse yourself, the more those weird patterns start feeling natural. Even if they don't make logical sense.
Speaking of illogical, let's talk about how read and read are spelled the same but sound different depending on when you're doing the reading. Who designed this language?
Probably the same people who decided though, through, and tough should all look similar, but sound completely different. It's like an obstacle course for learners.
Here's the thing though, you don't need to conquer all that at once. Start with what you need. If you're learning for travel, master food and directions before worrying about poetry.
Brilliant advice. And remember, every English speaker you meet had to learn all these inconsistencies too at some point. Even if it was when they were 5 years old.
Exactly. The only difference is they got to make mistakes in front of their patient parents, while adult learners feel like everyone's judging them.
You know what's funny, Nick? The way English changes depending on who you're talking to. Like how you'd say, "That's brilliant," to your mate, but "That's quite nice" to your nan.
Dead right. There's this whole unspoken code of politeness in British English. I slightly disagree actually means you're completely wrong, but we're too polite to say it straight.
Exactly. And that's what makes English so tricky to learn. It's not just the words, it's reading between the lines. Like when someone says, "That's an interesting idea."
They probably think it's rubbish. See, this is why you need to listen to how people say things, not just what they say. The tone changes everything.
Which is why we always tell people, watch British telly. You'll pick up on all these little nuances. Like how, "I'm fine" can mean anything from "I'm great" to "I'm actually furious."
Or how adding a bit makes everything sound less harsh. "That's wrong" sounds rude, but "that's a bit wrong" suddenly sounds almost friendly.
Language is fascinating like that. And you know what? The more you listen to real conversations, the more you start picking up these patterns naturally.
Absolutely. That's why podcasts like this are gold. You're getting proper, natural English, not just textbook stuff. No one actually says, "How do you do?" anymore.
Unless you're the Queen, maybe. But for the rest of us, it's all about picking up the living language as it's actually spoken today.
Which means embracing all the weird contradictions, the informal phrases, and yes, even the passive-aggressive British politeness.
Here's another funny thing about English, how we shorten everything. "I'm going to" becomes "I'm gonna," "want to" becomes "wanna." We're basically lazy speakers.
Tell me about it. And then learners hear these contractions and think they're wrong because they are not in textbooks. But in real life, we use them constantly.
Right? Like how, "do not" sounds so formal now unless you're really angry. "Don't" is what normal people say 99% of the time.
And don't even get me started on regional differences. Up north they say "nout," down south it's "nothing." Same language, completely different words.
That's what makes English so interesting though. You can learn the proper version, but then discover whole new vocabularies when you visit different places.
Exactly. Like in London you queue, in America you stand in line, both correct, just depends who you're talking to.
Which brings us back to our main point, the best way to learn is to immerse yourself in how people actually speak. Textbooks give you the foundation, but real conversations give you the color.
Couldn't agree more. And remember, no native speaker knows every word or gets everything right either. We're all just muddling through.
Speaking of keeping conversations going, Nick, what about those dreaded silent moments? You know, when your mind goes completely blank mid-chat.
Oh God, the awkward pauses. But here's a pro tip, have a few go-to phrases ready. Something like, so, how about this weather, works shockingly well in Britain.
Ha! Weather saves the day again. But seriously, simple fillers like let me think. Or that's an interesting question, buy you time without sounding unnatural.
Exactly. And here's the secret, native speakers use these tricks too. We just do it automatically after years of practice.
Right? No one's born knowing how to smoothly recover from forgetting their own phone number. These are learned skills.
Which brings me to another point, active listening. Nodding, saying right or I see, it keeps the flow going while you gather your thoughts.
Brilliant point. And it makes the other person feel heard too. Much better than just panicking internally while staring blankly.
Here's another trick, rephrasing what someone just said. So you're saying. Gives you processing time and shows you're engaged.
Language hacks. Love it. The key is realizing conversation isn't about perfection, it's about connection. A few awkward pauses never hurt anyone.
Exactly. Even the most fluent speakers occasionally draw a blank. The difference is they don't let it derail the whole conversation.
You know what's fascinating, Nick? How English evolves constantly. Words like selfie and ghosting didn't even exist 20 years ago, now they're everywhere.
Totally. And it's not just new words, meanings change too. Sick used to mean ill, now my nephew says it means something's cool. Makes no sense.
That's language for you, always adapting. Remember when literally started being used for emphasis? Grammar pedants had meltdowns.
Which is funny because English has always been a rule-breaking rebel. Shakespeare invented words left and right, if he did it, why can't we?
Great point. So for learners listening, don't stress about proper English. The goal is communication, not perfection.
Exactly. Focus on being understood first. The nuances come later through exposure, like how you gradually learn when cheers means thanks and when it's for toasting.
And that's the beautiful thing. You keep discovering new layers the more you use English. It's a journey, not a destination.
Couldn't agree more. The language you need for ordering coffee isn't what you'll need for a job interview, and that's okay.
Speaking of confidence, Nick, what would you say to someone who feels embarrassed about their accent when speaking English?
Honestly? Your accent tells your story, it's part of who you are. As long as people understand you, it's not a problem. Some of the most brilliant English speakers I know have strong accents.
Absolutely. In fact, many international companies actually value diverse accents now. It shows global experience. The goal is clarity, not sounding like the Queen's English.
Spot on. And here's a secret, native speakers love hearing their language spoken with different accents. It's interesting.
Great point. Well, listeners, that's all we've got time for today on British Accent Podcast. Remember, every conversation is progress, every mistake is learning, and every accent has value.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Keep practicing, stay curious, and most importantly, enjoy the journey with English.
We'll be back next week with more tips and conversations. Until then, You can find us on socials at British Accent Pod. Cheers.